y'all, welcome back to another video with laughs, gags, and gossip. Now let's get into the mess. Hey family, welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalous. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. It has been a hell of a day for those of us who have to do that 9 to 5. Man, when I tell you, today is a crazy day. Today was a crazy day. Hey, Lulu, welcome. Thank you. And Missy, ma'am, I have to figure out how to mod you. I just haven't had time to do it, but I will get on top of that. And thank you. So for those of you that don't know, I have a real mod. So I guess you could say she's my co-host as well. So thank you. Please show her love. Thank you, Lulu, for modding for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So you guys, I know everybody is obsessed with Chrisean Rock and what's going on with her. But before we talk about her, because to be honest, there's just not a lot of movement in her case right now. She's going to have to go to Oklahoma. So that's it. And, it looks like the case in Los Angeles against James Wright, it looks like it's been reduced to a misdemeanor. So there's been some movement. But before we talk about her, y'all, let's talk about just a few topics that are kind of, going around today. And one of them is Nicki Minaj. So let me pull that up. So you guys know Nicki Minaj earlier this week, over the weekend, she posted herself crying. And people were saying, wondering whether or not, let me put this up there. People were saying that they thought that her and Kenneth were possibly gonna get a divorce. Honestly, I just think Nicki is too sharp to, I just think Nicki just would not. Nicki's too vain and too arrogant, in my opinion, to announce her divorce like that. I just didn't see it happening. So anyway, Nicki is letting it. Hold on, y'all. Every time I get on this laptop, he wants to jump up in the chair. 1 second. Come on, Locke. You gotta stop this, bro. Every single time. You've been laying there chilling. My dog, every time I get up here and he hear me talking, I guess he wants to be part of the show. But anyway, I guess Nicki is letting everybody know, don't believe the hype, okay? And so it's posted on the Neighborhood Talk. And she shared a cute little video. And you know that in the background, that's Deb. You guys remember Deb, that Waka Flocka's mother? Because she was actually at she was at one of Nicki's performances overseas, and I saw her in the background. So I didn't know her and Deb were that tight, but it looks like maybe that's Auntie Deb or something. I don't know. But here's the video that they posted. Let me turn the sound on. Dang, I can't hear the sound. Huh. I thought it was sound before when I saw it, but I don't see that little symbol showing the sound. Let me take this off so y'all could see it. So basically, Papa is walking up the stairs. She letting us know, honey, that she is on a jet and the family is all good. Don't believe the hype. And I thought there was some audio with this, but I'm not hearing anything and I don't see it. So basically, she's just getting on the jet. She's with the husband, Kenneth Petty, and she's letting everybody know that the family is good. Now, some people were jumping in the comments saying that they noticed that she looked a little shaky and that, I didn't notice it. I didn't see her looking like she was high or nothing. I didn't see it. Yvette Bell says she needs to go and get that over with. Yeah, I mean, I know, but it's really not on her time. Lulu is saying, hey. Oh, yes, thank you, Lulu, for telling people, please, y'all, hit that like button. Please, please, please. So basically, I just kind of wanted to show you guys, Nicki is letting us know it's all good, and her husband are on one accord. Now, again, I don't believe everything I see. Yes, and fair use. Thank you for reminding me of that too. Of course, I don't believe everything I see in the media. I mean, could just be a photo op. She's just not ready to let us know what's happening in her marriage. But if they were on the outs, I mean, and I know celebrities do this all the time, but I just never really thought that she would announce her divorce that way. I think this is just some hype for, some promo and stuff. It got a lot of buzz. Now, the way she appeared online, to be honest, she did appear to be a little bit allegedly um, on something. I don't know. It could be medical. I don't know. It could be the weather. I don't know. It appeared to be something a little bit. Some people were saying inebriated, allegedly. Pills and potions. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think it's much to it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But y'all, now, as we're talking about motherhood, we talking about Chrisean and all this stuff with custody and, what's going to happen with Chrisean Jr., there was something that is going viral, and it's this mother, y'all. Now, for those of you that are mothers, let me know what y'all think about this. So hold on. I'm going to share this video, and I want to talk about this because this one was crazy. So let me see. Am I sharing it? Okay. So I'm going to play the video, and then let's talk about it.
I'm over here guessing. Tell me. Yeah. What the hell is this? Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Oh my Jesus! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Oh my god! I'm gonna be crying all that work today. Jesus, help me! Oh, oh my god! You like the box? Oh my god, I'm a crybaby. Oh, Jesus. My god. So, how many months are you? How many months are you? How you feel? I'm so shaky. Don't fake now. Oh my god. Why you didn't tell me a long time ago? That's why I told you now. How do you feel? How do you feel? Normal. Well, I can't do anything about that right now, so we just have to accept it. I mean, you're still young. You know what I want you to do and what I expect of you. And you have to finish school.
Yeah.
You have to graduate, okay?
Even if I gotta do my classes online, like switch to online, I'll do that. And I can still
We'll talk about this more. I love you, baby. Take care of yourself, okay?
I didn't know how to tell you, so I made it. Because at first I was gonna tell you, but it didn't feel right,
Oh
so I
God.
made it. We was up till like 2 a.m. making that.
Oh my God.
Okay, y'all. So this has been controversial. I mean, a lot of people have had different reactions, and whether you're a mother or not, you if you are a woman, you could have been the young girl who got in the situation, or you as a mother, your daughter could be giving you that kind of, a 16. So, if you first read the caption, it says the mother had the sweetest reaction after learning her 16-year-old daughter was pregnant. When I first saw it, I was like, it didn't seem like a sweet reaction. I mean, after you watch the whole thing, I appreciate, I'm really happy that she reacted the way she did, but the way they captioned it, it made you think that she was just gonna be like, oh, or it was tears of joy. To me, it was not tears of joy. I'm glad that her reaction was supportive, because I think that's what happens to a lot of young women when they get pregnant at an early age, when you have plans for your daughter. So I love the fact that she embraced her. I mean, once the girl is pregnant, it is what it is. And I like the fact that she didn't condemn her, she didn't cuss her out. I like that she hugged her. But the way it read was like this mother had the sweetest reaction. And I felt like that was a reaction of disappointment. Even though it was supportive, it was disappointment. Um, Okay, so Bring the Mess TV says I thought she was sad at first, but switched it up. Yeah, that's what I felt too. I mean, I felt like it was, I don't want to say shock, but it was just like in the moment, like, oh my, it's overwhelming for a 16-year-old. Like my daughter's 20, 23, and I I mean, I hope that in the moment, if that had happened to me, that I would have been as loving as this woman was, because I know the type of parent that I am. I probably would have expressed disappointment. But she didn't, I mean, I was like, wow, this is great. This is really good, because even if I showed some disappointment, I still would have embraced my daughter. It's like we ride or die. We gonna get through this. But it was just the comments. People are really split. So there was a couple comments. If you guys remember the attorney from Ready to Love, her name is Simone. This one right here, let me see if you guys could see it. Can you guys see Simone right here? I'm highlighting her. Attorney Simone. Well, she says recording and posting this seems cruel. My family would be so disappointed and heartbroken. Again, she's kind of, she was on that show and she has a bit of, a following now. And she does some videos about Diddy and everything. And I like Simone, but I thought it was interesting because I understand she's an attorney. She is an attorney. And I mean, to be honest, of course,
Tell me.
let me turn that off. Of course, her family, I think any family would be somewhat disappointed, right? But her comment, a lot of people didn't like her comment. Let me see what you guys are saying. I think it was tears of disappointment, but she eventually handled it with grace. I really do agree. Like I said, I don't know if I was in that situation, if I would have I man, I love the way she embraced her. And it made me think about myself and the type of parent that I am. I have been a very strict parent, very intense in terms of high achiever. My daughter, she calls herself a high achiever. She knows it because I've pushed her, and just the same way my parents did me. And so a pregnancy at 16, it's just like, damn, like it's like, girl, you got so much life ahead of you. What we gonna do? It's gonna be a us thing because we gonna have to take care of this baby. And it really reminded me of what Chrisean is going through right now. Like, even though she's 24, this girl is 16. To some degree, she is just as lost as a 16-year-old in terms of her maturity, in terms of how she's performing publicly. Her public performance is not that great. So it was just really interesting. Bring Them STV says, I told my boys no kids till 25. Just had my first grandbaby and my son is 25. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's 25 is very much so a huge difference from 16. Like 25, you slide into 30. You grown, you know how to navigate. You've been out here long enough. You out of high school. You're in either finished college or you had some work life experience. So that's way different, But 16, and I just think the part about it that was really dividing people was the mother's reaction, because some people said that it would be disappointing and that she should have admonished her. But I think in that moment, her tender response is the bond that will keep this young lady on track, because it's easy as a parent, come on now. It's some mothers that would have cussed that girl out, get your out, this, that. You know what I'm saying? It would have been all bad. And when your parents turn their backs on you, or when you don't have the support, that's when it gets rough. Then it's already a tough situation. Let me look at the comments. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations. I should have said that too. Yes, that is a blessing. And you said your first grandbaby, you said your son. So is your grandbaby a girl or a boy? Tell us in the comments. Yes, please hit the likes. So anyway, attorney Red Wine, attorney Simone Red Wine, she had a lot to say, y'all. And so I just want to know what you guys think. I'm gonna try to pull this down without. I'm trying to scroll down without. See, every time I try to scroll,
tell me,
it won't allow me to scroll. But basically, let me see if I can get it here. No, for some reason I can't scroll. But she was also saying that it seems so cruel and her family would be heartbroken. And let me try it this way. Okay, here we go. So somebody had responded, and she said, I definitely understand, but this lady is always, and I mean always, under people's comments, especially Black women, with nasty, snide, hateful remarks. She give big wig energy, and she too damn old to still be trying to be this mean girl. And then another person said, in no way I would be happy if my 18-year-old daughter got pregnant today, but that's still my child and future grandchild. And through it all, I'd celebrate and support her despite what everyone else thinks I should do. And I'm with that as well. Like, I've never been the person to, a lot. You can't tell me what to do with mine, just like I can't tell you what to do with yours. But yeah, I would support my daughter. I don't care what everybody else says. Lord, I didn't even know Carlissa was in these comments, but let's see what Carlissa had to say. She said, Jesus took the wheel. Of course, she's laughing because she laughed at everything. Literally, I seen the spirit stop her from coming when she started fanning herself. I laughed so hard. Yeah, I think she was a bit in a bit of shock. And so one person said she is not happy by no means. And that's what I think. I think she was disappointed. She was not happy because the way they put it, the sweetest reaction, it was a reaction of disappointment and shock, but she turned it around and was like, well, damn, I'm going to be a granny. I got to get my daughter through this. In that split moment, how do I pivot and make it a positive situation? And then this one mother says, I know those tears oh so well. Those are tears of disappointment. My daughter is pregnant. She just turned 17. I have went through so many emotions, but at the end of this is my child, and I will not bash her or make her feel less than. See, that's really sweet, and that's important. Now we are navigating through this journey, making sure she will be the best mother she can be to my granddaughter. No, I don't condone teenage pregnancy. Neither do I condone not being a supportive system for my children. So I really liked her response. And so I'm not going to get into all of the others, but it was interesting because it was such a divided response, mainly among mothers, because I know how we feel about our children. Okay, yes, congratulations. You have a boy. Now see, bringing them STV. You said you told your sons to wait till they're 25. Now, ladies, for those of us who have daughters, I feel like, and this could just be me, this is a safe space. We could agree to disagree. I feel like for the most part, though, when you have these young pregnancies, I feel like it's the responsibility relies, especially if it's an unmarried couple. I feel like the burden is more on the girl and the girl's family than just the boy. For most people. Now, I've seen some, just very few, to be honest. I've only seen a couple where the boys' families, or where they really get involved, because I feel like the boys, they have the babies and they could, especially if they're young, run off and continue to play sports or do whatever they want to do. But it's like the girls that get stuck, with the things that they wanted to do. They can't, they got to raise this baby. They can't go out. School life is a little different. I feel it's really harder on the girls. But y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Lulu is saying, bring the message. She says, thank you. And okay, so we're thinking, oh, no sound. It's still no sound. Okay. You say it's fine now. Yeah, I don't know what happens with my internet sometimes. I guess it be going in and out. Lulu says, thank God that's never happened to me. However, I would have had to embrace my child and be, yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. But you know what? In that moment, okay, y'all, let's just be honest too. In that moment, when your daughter comes to you at 16, if you have been telling her, if you've been saying practice safe this, or if you've been telling her to abstain, if you've been having those conversations, in that moment, this is life-changing. This is forever. Of course, we are going to get through this. I'm going to support you. But I mean, we ain't a little bit like, what the? I'm not, like I said, I look at myself and say, how would you have handled that? I mean, we not feeling a little bit like, saying, this was not a wise thing to do, or is that for a later conversation, or do we not say it at all? You know what I mean? One thing that Simone said, the attorney that I was telling you about, she was like saying something, I don't see how families can be celebrating stuff like this. And, to her point, I feel like it's not a celebration, but you embrace it. I mean, you don't condemn it. Does that make sense? I'm trying to say that I do get what she's saying. It's not something to be happy about. It's not something that you should be, oh yes, I'm glad my daughter did this. But it's not anything that you should be, just saying I'm gonna disown you for. I'm so humiliated. No, that's not the right thing to do. Lulu, it looks like the numbers are going down. Is there something wrong with my sound still? Can you let me know in the chat? Because it looks like, I don't know. Can you let me know if you can still hear me? But anyway, I just thought that was so on point, especially since we're talking about, Chrisean and the stuff that she's going through. Like, you know how much better of a parent she would be and how better her circumstances would be if she had a mother, or like a mother figure. It don't even have to be your mother, but somebody to embrace her. So Lulu, it looked like something is going on. I don't know. Can you let me know if something's going on in the chat? Can you hear me? Am I connected? It looks like something's going on. I don't know. But I'm gonna talk just a little bit more, and if I don't hear you say nothing, then I'm gonna assume that I don't have a connection, and that could very well be. No, let me see. Oh, okay, cool. So basically, let's jump into this Chrisean tea. Now, of course, I was going to the various websites trying to find information. And when I was just, poking around looking for stuff, I saw that there is a demand for accountability from Chrisean Malone for promoting bullying and disrespect. Did you guys know about that? I had never heard about this. So there's an online, and look, they got 1,200 signatures. They only need 1,500. And basically, it's a petition asking her to be accountable for her actions. Now, this is even before this arrest. And this was started January 15, 2024. So the petition says, I'm writing this petition from a deeply personal place. And I'm assuming this is the cousin in the picture. It looks, but you know what? She looks familiar. She looks like Summer Walker to me. But okay, I don't know, because it says it started by Mickey Daves. But anyway, she said, the person says, I'm writing this petition from a deeply personal place. I lost a cousin to unaliving due to bullying and have friends who have been victimized by fans of, whoa, what? And have friends who have been victimized by fans of Chrisean Malone. This is not just about my family or friends, but about the countless others who may be suffering in silence. Okay, so when I saw this, I didn't even really get deep into it, but now I'm a little shocked. It's like, what? Chrisean Malone is an influential figure with significant sway over young minds, particularly within Black communities. However, her actions and words are far from exemplary. She has shown herself to be a bully, disrespecting the LGBTQ plus community and setting a poor example for our children. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. I didn't even know this existed. Bullying can have devastating effects on its victims. It's linked to many negative outcomes, including impacts on mental health, substance abuse, and unaliving. It's crucial that influential figures like Chrisean use their platforms responsibly rather than promoting destructive behavior. Further, okay, so this is pretty long, so let me go. Furthermore, respect for all individuals, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender, is fundamental in any society. Human rights campaign. Okay, lastly, parenting plays an essential role in shaping future generations by demonstrating bad parenting. So I'm assuming that excuse me, that this, because Chrisean gave birth like in September. So then, of course, we saw her out in Walmart. So by them talking about the parenting, maybe it's related to what they saw, in some of her IG lives, demonstrating bad parenting practices publicly without remorse or change demonstrates disregard for this responsibility. So, see, people have been talking about this girl's parenting skills online for a minute, to the point where now this is a real petition. We must hold influencers like Chrisean accountable when they misuse their power at the expense of vulnerable populations. We call upon those with authority over her platform, producers, sponsors, etc., to take action against her harmful conduct. And then they're asking for people to sign it. Now, I didn't even know about this petition, against Chrisean to take accountability, but it's kind of crazy because this was started in January, and the fact that she has now been arrested shows that it's starting to catch up with her. She is starting to be forced to take accountability. The other thing that I note from this petition is the fact that her livelihood is definitely going to be impacted by this. Her livelihood is definitely going to be impacted. Yes, please. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Lulu says, I never knew this either. But a lot of people like Chrisean, her fan base, they're young, right? A lot of them are pretty young. But, a lot of people have seen her behavior as horrible, especially with this whole thing with Junior, all of the, posting the pictures, even though it was Blueface. This is a baby at the center of this. And I think with the James Wright and the fact that, remember, she made some pretty derogatory comments after she allegedly smacked him, right? And so people were up in arms. And what was crazy to me is that a lot of people thought, oh, she didn't do it. This is cap. You know how these young people talk. They just trying to set her up. Set her up for what? Because remember the night she was performing, or whatever occurred that night when she was with Tamar Braxton. Remember when they were doing the prayer circle, how she busted up and broke up the prayer circle and stood in between Tamar and Tony? Like, who does that? And I'm pretty sure she had been drinking. You just don't walk up in prayer circles and break get in where you fit in. And remember, y'all, how Tony looked at her. And then people were even saying that Tony was being rude and that she wasn't being very Christian-like. But to be honest, the way I see Chrisean and how she behaves on these shows, I'm pretty sure she was off-putting. And she probably came in there like a big bully and loud and rambunctious. And Tony is a mature woman. She's a woman of a certain age. Hell, we're not playing with you. You're not our peers. We got kids your age. Show some respect. And that's the problem. Chrisean don't have no respect. If you guys were on last night watching Great T News, he played a video. And I believe it showed Chrisean getting arrested. And when she was talking to the officer, she was saying my N word, you know what I'm saying, in my N. Listen. Again, I have to go back and say I referenced my own child because I raised a kid who is only a few months younger than Chrisean. Don't you ever get yourself in a public forum in any kind of altercation or situation and not know how to articulate to authority? And I'm not saying bow down because they white or anything, but when you get in certain circles and situations, conduct yourself like a grown ass woman. You can get out there and be a little rambunctious with your friends, but when you are being in a situation and you are having to explain something using my N word and no, like I'm thinking, well, Lord, forgive me for saying that. I can't even say that because we know what her circumstances are. But it bothered me when I was listening to her because it's like, some of our kids are not being taught how to behave in various situations, how you talk to your friends on the playground or at school in an informal situation is not the way you address people at church, not the way you address people in an environment where you have to articulate like you got some sense. And just watching that girl, it's shocking. But the thing about it is, I know it's a whole lot of them out there like that, So Chrisean rubbed a lot of people wrong. This is definitely this arrest as well as other things, because she was saying that her Fashion Nova deal, like she makes what $30,000 for however many minutes for an ad and stuff. But with this arrest and all of this public backlash that she's facing now, I feel like a lot of those brand deals are going to dry up. And I'm also starting to question, was she really making that kind of money if her family, Chastity, is out here asking for money? And I'm not saying that she don't have it just because her sister, because a lot of people saying that Charity, my bad, that she's scamming. But I don't know if the girl's name's Chastity or Charity. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But it's just like, does she really got this money? Are these brands still supporting this kind of behavior? And if they have, and if they were, I feel like it's going to dry up pretty soon, because that's, even on YouTube, it's certain things that we can't say because advertisers don't want that associated with their brands. You know, when they talk about the AdSense, when people talk about monetizing, if you use certain words, y'all know we got to say unalive, like you can't be cursing, they will demonetize your videos. So I don't understand how this girl gets arrested, all of this negativity, and these brands are still giving her thousands of dollars. Okay, so Lulu says, I'm not surprised about what they're saying about parenting. I'm glad people are speaking out. I know, I'm glad too, because even though we're talking about Chrisean, there are young women who still need to see this and have better examples and better role models. You know, a lot of people focus on Chrisean. She's just the person, the celebrity to get the attention. But me as a parent, I'm more focused in terms of all young Black women. I'm very pro young Black women. I'm hopeful I'm saying it the right way, because I have raised a young daughter. I feel the same about Black men, but of course I'm a mother, to a daughter. So my fight and my advocacy, like when I've gone to schools to talk about getting into technology, it's to young Black girls to say, y'all can, you can do this. We can do better. Even if you have a daughter or get pregnant at a young age, it does not have to stop. Don't let that be the end for you. And so I'm hopefully, Chrisean could be a great spokesperson. Remember, you guys, she had done like an ad for Jason Lee where they were talking about some kind of healthcare and everything. And it was like, I forget what the healthcare was, but it was pretty much saying, you can have healthcare if you're a mom or something like that. Chrisean Rock, when she comes out of this could be a positive. She could really turn this around, because she has captivated the younger audience, the younger women, and so this can be something positive to teach young women, hey, there's still life after this. Chrisean has money, in terms of her being a celebrity, so they look at her as being rich or whatever, having that celebrity lifestyle. But I think her influence can be impactful if she gets the right people behind her and they change the narrative. Let me see what you're saying. No, girl, no manners, no common sense, no couth. And I really hate to, I really don't like talking about her like that. But it is what it is. It's like, well, nobody even has to tell you. Even, okay, did y'all even see her? Did y'all even see her in church when she was giving that pastor that money, and she talked about how when she was younger and she needed some money, she wanted to go to McDonald's and he had gave her some money and it was like the world to her. Now, in that instance, I almost say she cursed a little bit, but she knows better, because I could tell she knows better, because in front of her pastor, she was a little bit more refrained. And, I think at that point, because Chrisean Jr. had been born and she was trying to go to church and she was back home and she wasn't with Blueface, and I think maybe she wasn't drinking as much. I'm not drinking as much, okay? But I said, see, she does know. She knows how to behave in church, even though she was just a little rowdy. She's still a celebrity, but she knows better. So it's like, come on, girl, you have to want to do better too. You know what to do and what not to do. Don't just be disrespecting adults either. You grown, but even me, like if people in their 60s and 70s, I got respect. You know what I'm saying? They're my seniors, they're my elders. So I'm going to respect them. There's certain things I'm not going to say in front of them, And even my mother, when she listened to my lives, oh, you said a little too many, curse a little bit too much. You need to tighten up on that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just respect. So Lulu says, day 3, everyone, for Thank You, Celebrity Scandalous. 30 days of going live. Thank you, girl. Yes, I am trying it. And y'all, give Lulu, shout out to Lulu, because we gonna hold her accountable too, okay? While we talking about some accountability for Chrisean, we gonna say Lulu's World is supposed to be doing her channel and getting out of her shyness and doing a cooking show, okay? So everybody who's here, please remember Lulu's supposed to be doing like a go live or some kind of a cooking event. So stay tuned for that. In the upcoming weeks, she will be putting more information. And so basically what it'll be, of course it's her, she gonna coordinate it, it's her thing, but hopefully we can get some of the content creators for us all to maybe do a panel or something, and she could be leading us to prepare a meal. It's not nothing too long, something we can do within an hour or something. But yeah, shout out. So y'all support Lulu too, okay? And go subscribe to her channel and just remind her we want some accountability. We want some challenges on her end. So Lulu says they're saying that it was a scam. Chastity knows Chrisean cannot be exactly. If she does, if she doesn't have a lawyer, the government will. That's what I was thinking. Like, you'll get a public defender. What are you talking about? Okay, so maybe let's listen to what. Let me find the neighborhood, not the neighborhood talk, y'all. WAC 100. Maybe you guys have already seen it, but I'm gonna go ahead and play what he said about it, about her getting a lawyer. Skip past that. Come on.
Possibility of bailing Chrisean out after her arrest.
All right, listen. Let me address this. I didn't feel it was my place because Blueface is my client. Chrisean isn't. But let me address this. Listen, Chrisean has, I believe, 2-3 warrants. One of them not serious. Arizona's not serious. California's not serious, right? The one that's holding her is an Oklahoma no bail warrant because of probation violation. Okay, you cannot bail her out. Stop hitting me. Why you ain't bailed her out? Why you ain't got an attorney? We don't need to get her attorney. All right, it's the bottom line. That judge is gonna do what that judge is gonna do when she gets back down there. Me personally, unless the judge is on some extreme shit, because Chrisean Rock been on line talking about Oklahoma and all that. If the judge is on some regular shit, the judge gonna get down there, may give her 30 days or some bullshit, reorder her classes, and let her go. Once they let her go, LA, I believe LA is reduced to a misdemeanor. It's not even that serious. So all this old shit y'all got going on, ain't nothing I can do. Nothing Blueface can do. Even if I didn't want to do it, if Blueface called that dog and said, go get her, I would have went and got her. It's just the politics of it. So nothing anybody can do. When you got to hold, you got to hold. Now, I told Rock 50 million times, hey, stop going live at that house. Police has been over there several times knocking on the door because people didn't send them. I told Rock, stop coming to court. She accused me of not want her to come to court, so it looks like she ain't supporting Blue. Listen, Blue was already in jail. He understands you don't need to be there, right? I'm telling you, not only was you coming to court, you going live at the court. She tells me Oklahoma can't get to the courtroom by the time I'm in and out. She just not mentally there to understand how life works, how the law works, how this shit works. So I did my part. Only thing I could do is tell you over and over and over again.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Now that was crazy because I saw a couple other channels and people kind of going in on WAC 100, almost blaming him. It's like this is not his fault. None of this is his fault. I mean, he is Blueface's manager. I think he used to manage Chrisean for a minute, but they fell out. And he has constantly said that they don't need to be together. It's a toxic relationship. And do y'all remember when when Chrisean would not leave Blueface's house? Blueface was not there, and the police came, and WAC 100 was there and stuff, and how she acted, just a damn fool, to be honest. I don't feel like any of this is his fault, and I don't see how people are blaming him, whether he wants them to be together or not, which, it is a toxic relationship, and he has called it out. How is any of this on his shoulders? That's what was confusing me. Like, the people who really like her, I get. Y'all are entitled to feel how you do feel that way. I'm impartial. I have no dog in the fight. I just look at it from the perspective of wanting to see all Black girls just excel, Black girl excellent, Black girl power. You know what I'm saying? That's my perspective, and she ain't showing that. I don't give a damn if she's a recording artist. You're not showing that, but that's you. That's your life. So we're talking about it. But for those people who really like her, why they keep saying it's everybody's fault? Everything that happens to her, it's not her. She's under so much pressure. Do y'all know what it's like to have to go to a job with babies and a man knocking you upside your head and all the other women out there doing this? Are you kidding me? They act like she get a pass. She got celebrity status. She's a pretty girl. You got brand deals. You got money. God damn. So why does she get a pass? When I see other young girls out here hustling, I see young women at the bus stop with their babies, and you telling me, but it's different for Chrisean. That's so irritating. Let me pipe down because I'll be over talking. Okay. She caused her own. Exactly. She kept taking herself down there. Everybody was telling her, well, not everybody, because her fans, I really believe her fans like the drama, to be honest. Listen, y'all know we watch these reality shows. We be watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't like to see the physical fights. I really don't like to see that because I just don't like for Black women to be portrayed that way. I don't. But when they get catty, we be like, what? They threw some shade. Kenya and Portia. It's shady. But her fans, I really think they like this dysfunctional ish. They really like seeing her. It's like some kind of an adrenaline rush when something happens with her. Like, oh, I think that they like it, and they act like when something happens, it's not her fault. It happened to her. She didn't do it. Everything is Blueface. No, baby, everything is not on Blueface. He is not the best person either. But Chrisean bears some responsibility, and they need to wake up. Let me see. She doesn't. Okay, so we listened to Whack. Now, I saw this lady. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm so sorry because I keep coughing. Now, I'm gonna wrap on this last thing that I saw, which I thought was interesting, because yesterday we talked about whether or not the custody issue and who would get custody of the baby, who is legally entitled. And I think most of us agreed with the fact that he's not on the birth certificate. So at this point, Chrisean could be a ward of the state, right? If CPS gets involved, I guess as long as Marsh has him and nobody comes in and tries to force anything, that he's okay. But if anything happens and the state gets involved, there's going to be a problem. So let's listen to this woman. She was saying that she kind of talked about some stuff that I thought was interesting, that I hadn't looked at it from her perspective. Okay, let me share this tab, and y'all let me know if you can hear.
Blueface, Chrisean, and they baby. So let's break this down real quick. Blueface is in custody. Chrisean shows up to court to visit, and she has warrants. So now she's in custody, which might mean that their child is in custody. So let's talk a little bit about what would happen for her to get her child back. Now, based on what I've seen that she's displayed in the public and my experience in this field, here are 3 things that I think Chrisean might be ordered to do in order to get her son back. 1 would be parent education classes to improve her skills and to ensure the child's safety. 2, substance abuse treatment, and 3, potentially anger management or domestic violence classes. These are all very common things that a parent might be ordered to do in order to get their child or children back when they have a child protection case or when the child has been removed from the home. And today we're talking about.
Okay, so see that I didn't even think about it the way that she outlined it. So I don't know where the custody status is at this point, because this is such a public case. A caseworker could possibly get involved in do something. I'm assuming. Let's see what Lulu's saying. Chrisean fans blame anyone but her. Exactly. It's ridiculous. It's almost like it's one group think, right? Just like and at first, when I first would listen to them saying it, I was like, well, this is a bunch of young people. But I actually heard a woman, and I'm just assuming she was like granny age, like 60s ish or older. And she was just saying, oh, y'all need to be praying for, and this girl ain't done none of this on her own. And Blueface drove. I'm like, everything that they said, she had an excuse. And I understand, man, we have to have grace, empathy for Chrisean because she's a young woman. But if she takes no responsibility, she cannot make a change. If you constantly are telling her she has done nothing wrong, where will she see the error in her ways and do better? I'm just saying, this is from mature women that I would be listening to give me advice. I said, well, damn. Chrisean is, if her fans are that delusional, it's a problem. Yes, thank you, fair use. So she made some good points. So she said, while both of them are in custody, I wonder if it will automatically, now that part of California court system, I don't know. Will the courts come and look at possibly taking custody of that kid and trying to put that kid in some kind of a home because it is a public case. I mean, if it was just like a regular person, but Chrisean has been so public, the judge knows about her. I mean, now we know that she's going to be going to Oklahoma. We know that's a fact. They're going to extradite her. Like, I wonder if somebody is really making a case to say, well, where's this baby? Who has custody? We need to know what's going on with the baby. I don't know how that works. I think yesterday we found online that if a person is in custody, if a mother is in custody, she can do some kind of a guardian affidavit or something, so that the person can have some kind of custody and control over the kid. But with this case being so public, I wonder if they're going to come in, CPS, and say, we want this baby in a particular environment, and even not, because remember, if Marsh has lost custody of her kid, allegedly, that's what people are saying, why wouldn't they come in and look and be concerned about who has custody of Junior? And again, we can't look at Carlissa and we can't look at Papa Blue because they are not technically related. I mean, legally, right? So at this point, it's possible that the courts could come in. They could put that baby in foster care. They could put that baby in a home. So as people are watching to see what's going to happen with her being transported to Oklahoma, because that's the next big thing that we're waiting on, is how quickly she's going to be sent to Oklahoma. And I think I did hear WAC 100. I can't remember exactly how long he said. He said something about a plane. And so that's my thoughts, are that they have to have enough people that need to go, be transported wherever, I'm assuming. And so once they do that, it's still, the baby is an issue. Who has Junior? What's the custody gonna be? That's a real issue, because even at his age, he got doctor's appointments, he got things going on. I mean, what's gonna happen? So WAC 100, he said that more than likely, if the judge is not tripping, she will get a very much so reduced sentence. And, she may only have to do like 30 days when she gets to Oklahoma, maybe have to just, do 30 to 60 days. So that means she would only have a couple of months, but still that's 2 months. And in the court side, within that time, and that even means she has to get to Oklahoma. So in that period, what's going to happen to Junior, right? We also see in the court dockets today that her bail with California has been reduced to $1, because now her case, instead of it being, I guess it was a felony initially in California, has been reduced to a misdemeanor. So the bail was just reduced for $1. And as I was reading and doing more research, the dollar bail just means, like they put it as the least amount of bail just to make sure that they can hold the person. And it's just like a placeholder to note that the individual, the inmate, has to be extradited to another location. So I learned a little bit, y'all. I'm trying to learn how to navigate these different websites so I can show you guys these different documents and everything. It's not much changed. Like I can show you what I saw today. It's not really much, like, so her other count here, remember it was 2 counts before. This one was I think this one was the 20,000, and then the Oklahoma one, well, we really didn't know it was Oklahoma, but everybody was assuming it was. But so now it has changed, and it says the agency name is Oklahoma, and then there's a hold and case number and all that. And then I saw some information on Vine. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's already logged me out, so I'm not gonna worry about that. But yeah, so we see when we go to the Oklahoma, the inmate search, that she is in their system and it has been updated. So she will be going to Oklahoma. Now, unless she has an attorney and they work some magic, because anything is possible, it looks like she will be serving her time. Now, how much time, we don't know. She did at one point, not sure why Marsh had lost custody of her son. See, that to me is kind of like a red flag, because I feel like since her fans want to say people got her arrested, which she shouldn't have been taking her little behind down to the courthouse, but let's say people were calling, and I do know when she was with Jaden, I know that people were threatening to call CPS, and I know I saw a content creator say that she was calling. She was online saying she was going to call CPS. Now, me personally, that's not something I would do. I'm sorry. If I don't know you personally, I might see something online. Unless I see you in the middle of really doing something to a kid, I'm not, it's just, that's some energy that, no, thank you. But yeah, I did see people saying that they were going to be calling Los Angeles and calling CPS on her. And that was 6 months ago or something, right? So with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if some people were really trying to contact those local agencies to tell them, oh, Marsh has custody of Junior. She lost custody of her kid. Why she shouldn't have, you know what I mean? I really see people doing stuff like that. And yeah, like and if Marsh did lose custody, what is she doing with Chrisean Jr., right? Then that would be a no. That would be, you weren't fit to keep your own kid, allegedly. So you probably shouldn't have this one. Elaine Williams says a good parent can step in on behalf of a parent. That's what their role is. A godparent. Okay. Yes, a godparent can step in, but godparents are not legal. It has to be godparentage. It's not something that and you're right, a godparent can, but it right now, because Chrisean is in jail, it still has to be done legally. It has to be an affidavit, or it has to be something filed. So that's all I'm saying. It could be a godparent, and I believe that they said Marsh is, but if Marsh has had a history of having problems with her own kid, I just don't see how feasible that's going to be. Because, people going to make a problem. Even if Carlissa were to get the baby, some people going to have a problem with that. So, and whoever gets custody, or who, has temporary custody, because I did read that she can grant temporary custody, it still has to be done. There has to be some kind of legal papers. Kids can't just be shifted around, living with people without, under these circumstances. Once you get in the system, and that's just it. Once you are in the system, you're in the system. Now, if nobody says anything and they don't come looking for him, then she's fine. But with with these crazy people, I'm not going to say her fans, I'm talking about the people who don't necessarily like her. If they start getting CPS involved in this, it might be a different situation. Lulu is sending you hearts, Elaine. She's saying hey and sending you hearts. And thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. Um, yeah, it's just this is just really crazy, y'all. Um, and it goes back to the young lady that we saw earlier with her mom crying. Like I wish Chrisean the best. How your heart goes out to her because she has a son. But to be honest, I'm more concerned about Chrisean Jr. than Chrisean because she's a young lady like all of us. We have had to learn and take our lumps, right? It's certain things that we have done that we had to suffer through. And so, unfortunately, it's her child that is in the midst of all this, but I really think that unless she learns the lesson and they sit her down, she's going to continue. You cannot go around assaulting people, hitting people. You just can't do that. You're going to do it to the wrong person, and either you really going to end up in prison for some time or they're going to lay you out. She's done it too many times. How many people has she put paws on? I think is it almost a total of about 6 now? That's too many. It's like she has some kind of a some people, I don't know if it's what the mental problem is or whatever, but some people, they're just violent. Like they can't control their temper and then they lash out. It seems like she's that type of young lady. So just like that woman was saying in that video, she gonna have to take some anger management. And another thing that we haven't talked about, the way she be popping up on people, how the hell we know she wouldn't be the son? You know what I'm saying? And please, people, don't say, "Oh, she wouldn't hurt her baby." Listen, do you guys know how many babies be abused physically because their parents get in a rage and get mad and pop the ish out of them? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that she would. Her behavior, just like this video, this woman we just saw, yeah, anger management would be something she may need to take, because if you are unable to control yourself and you popping off on people, it's not far removed for us to think that you might pop off on your child just in the moment of anger. Kids get abused every single day because parents are stressed out and they can't deal with, they just can't manage it. It's like they abuse them. They beat them. So I think that lady was right. They're probably going to, they would probably, and even probably part of her probation once she gets out, probably anger management, parenting classes, and also substance abuse, because she be online drinking, talking about that Hennessy out the bottle, smoking them once. I mean, yeah, I could see all three of that. The 3-step process. You got to do this, this, and this. So maybe the flip side, maybe the good side of all this is that they will require her to take some classes. Maybe that's what her fans should focus on instead of thinking that it's all bad, because it is looking pretty bad right now. But the good side is that maybe finally she can get some kind of guidance and get some structure, and Junior can be put in a better situation, not taken away from her, not that, but allowing her and teaching her to be a better mother, making sure that he's getting any kind of developmental classes he needs, making sure he's getting to these doctor's appointments. As much as Chrisean will be online, just like WAC 100 was saying, he told this girl, stay up out of the court. She told him, you just don't want me to go so that Blue thinks I'm not supporting him. As much as we saw her up at the court, out and about, talking about she went out, how come we don't see as much in terms of her taking Junior to the bouncy place? Like, I don't know about y'all, but when you're a mother, your kids are little, they have those places where you take your kids to interact. Them little play structures, where they crawl a little bit, them little bouncy balls. We don't see doctors appoint. Not that she has to share it all, but you share everything else. So why aren't you sharing the milestone things that most mothers do? We seeing you talk about you went out and you got cussed out because you missed your curfew. Hey, man, you are a new mom. What about these things, the milestones for your baby? Not this N that's in jail, but being a mother to this child. That's what seems to be missing. Elaine says, He's the only positive thing in her life. Yeah. Wait, are you talking about Blueface? Are you talking about Chrisean Jr.? Because I'm the way I'm reading what you're saying, I feel like Blueface is the only thing that she feels is the positive thing in her life. But the way I see it, Chrisean Jr. is one of the biggest blessings and most positive things in her life if she views it that way. To me, being a mother was like the ultimate for me. But that's just me. Yeah, she does. She needs a lot of help. And you know what? Um, Chrisean Jr. Yes, yep, I agree with you. I agree. Yes, I think so too. It's just, does she think that though? Because I feel like if y'all, I mean, for those of us who are moms or whatever, when you're in relationships and you have a new baby or whatever, I mean, you be going through drama with your situation, you know, if you newly married or whatever. But once you become like some of the stuff that you dealt with before, it's like I ain't got time. Listen, I'm so not interested in what the issue talking about because this baby is right here. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. It's like it's so many the first time they did this and the cooing and all the little things that they'll only do for so long. You want to capture it all. So to me, there's so much excitement when, especially when they're little like that, and being a new mom, it's like it's all so amazing. So to me, I'm with you. It's like that's the most positive thing in life, but the way she comes across is not. Blueface seems to be the highlight of her life. Seriously. Blueface seems to be the highlight of her life. And back to your point, Lulu. Yes, she needs a lot of help. And I just want to, I'm going to end on this. I think when we're talking about it, just for the people that really like her fans, when people are saying things and we're discussing it, it's not like we're wishing bad on Chrisean. Please, y'all, get that out of your mind. Nobody wants to see this girl's downfall. Most of us, and I'm just saying from a female perspective, because most of the people that talk about this are women. Most of us are mothers or daughters or whatever. We're women. We are not celebrating the downfall, but what we are saying is that she has to change and she has to be held accountable, and we can't act like this is good behavior. That's all. And and we can talk about it. She puts her business out there. So I just wish that they would stop thinking that we're Chrisean haters. Nobody has that much energy to hate on this girl. She don't impact nobody's life like that. Yeah, she's a talking point for some of us that are content creators, but beyond that, there is no hate. It's just like we're looking at a train wreck and we're talking about it. So let's get that together. And by the same token, we are all wishing to see this girl raise up and do better. Seriously, at least I am. I mean, I would talk ish because, like I said, I got a daughter. When she be doing some stupid stuff, I be talking about it, but always wishing her love and wishing her the best. So just wanted to say that, y'all. Let me see before we sign off. Her priorities are not in order. What should be first is you got that right. And I think, again, maybe if her mom was a little bit more stable, or some mature woman, like hell, if she got on with us, I'm sure all of the women on this panel or, in the chat and stuff, we would be trying to give her positive feedback and sending her love and stuff. She got a church community in Baltimore. I know those people probably want to see her do well. It's not, to me, it's not that Chrisean is not, their people aren't available. Chrisean is stubborn and hard-headed, it sounds like, from what WAC 100 says. She don't listen, and she might got some kind of personality disorder, to be honest. It sounds like it's something ain't rap right. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing. But anyway, y'all, thank you for joining me tonight. It was an hour. I appreciate all of you guys. Elaine, Lulu's World, Bring the Mess TV. I don't know if I forgot anybody, but again, thank you guys for coming. I will be back tomorrow. Y'all, work be crazy. So I'll be getting on here. I'll be scrambling. And it looked like how they say you didn't do your homework, like you wasn't prepared. That's probably true. Shit, that work be so crazy, but I'm gonna still get up here and do my best. And hopefully even I will get better. And last note, Lulu, I got to figure out how to make you a mod, so I'm gonna be working on that, and I will let you know in on IG. So y'all have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Sending out love. Bye.